Hi, my name's Jodie and welcome back to a brand new video. So today I have a very exciting video, which is a huge book haul. If you could not tell by the gigantic stacks of books next to me, I'm going to be chatting to you guys about some of the books I have recently acquired and added to my home library. Now, these books are from the last 3 months or so, and I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of books I haven't included in this haul because honestly I'm just too lazy to go through my shelves to find others, and also my memory is so bad I can't remember when I got some books. So yeah, some of these you may have seen in unboxing videos. I haven't done a collected book haul for quite a long time, but I have done the unboxing hauls, so you might have seen some of these in there. Some of the books that aren't included will be in those videos, so I'll link my unboxings playlist down below if you wanted to check that out. But I have a lot of books I'm going to talk to you guys about today.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
Hey, editing Jodie here. I do still have a cold and I had that in this video, and I realised when I was editing this video that for the entire video one of my eyelashes is hanging off in the middle. So let's all pretend that we don't see that, because there is no way I am refilming this entire video because it was so long. I'm still ill and I was ill when I filmed it, and I don't want to go through that again. And you know, it happens to the best of us. It's not a big deal. I also didn't want to not mention it because I don't want someone in the comments to be like, oh my god, your eyelash. So yeah, I know it doesn't look great, guys. I know, but let's just ignore it and enjoy the video. It's about books, so let's focus on the books. Yeah, let's just ignore the eyelash. Okay, bye. Enjoy the rest of the video. Most are fantasy or romantasy, with a few romance and some other genres tucked in here and there, and I'm very excited. So go and grab yourself a drink. I have an iced vanilla matcha with a hint of cinnamon in. Cinnamon in matcha though, what a game changer. I'm obsessed. But this is going to be quite a long video, so I would highly recommend going to get a drink and maybe some snacks. But let's get straight into it. Okay, so there's going to be absolutely no rhyme or reason to the order of me showing you these books. I'm literally just going to grab a book from the pile and talk about it. So yes. Okay, so the first book we have is a stunning collector's edition, and that is the collector's edition of Lightlark by Alex Astor. Now, I haven't finished reading this just yet, but I just know I'm going to be obsessed. Like, I've seen this fan art here, and oh my goodness, I cannot wait to read this scene because I know it is going to have me on the floor. Like, I know I'm going to become obsessed, and I just know in my heart I'm going to love this series. So when I saw this collector's edition, you know, I had to go and get it. Now, I did get this because I'd pre-ordered a book and then forgot to cancel it. So basically what I did was I exchanged that book for this one, and honestly I love it. So it comes in this stunning slipcase which looks like this here. So it is like nice and shiny. Hopefully my camera is focusing because we have had a hard time recently of focusing. So as well as the slipcase, you obviously get the book, and it has this gorgeous design. So this is the front. We have this stunning foil. We have the foil of the title, and then we have more foiling on the back. And honestly, I love this vibe. Like, it is just so pretty. So this is the design. We also have some sprayed edges which look like this here, which I also adore. We have this coloured map which is very pretty, and then that is not the only thing. This is the thing that made me really want to get this book. It has full colour character art at the back. So this is the character art that you get in the back. This is my personal favourite. Honestly obsessed. We have these ones here, and I'm already obsessed with this guy. We have this character art, and then the last art is this one here. So I just think this is such a good collector's edition. The only thing that would make this even more amazing is if it was signed. So I'm honestly in love with this. I'm so glad that I decided to get it, and it looks stunning on my black bookshelf. That is where I have it displayed. And yeah, I'm really hoping that they maybe release these editions for all the other books in the series, because how nice would these look as a set. So next we have Us in Ruins by Rachel Moore. Now, this was a book I'd originally planned to read during Vampathon but didn't get to. I do have another book by this author on my shelf, which is The Library of Shadows, which I haven't read yet, but I do know I'm going to love when I do, because it is literally a book about a romance in a haunted library with a ghost. Sounds perfect. It also has mystery. This one I don't know too much about. I bought this during one of Wholesome like triple stamps thing, and I was just like pre-ordering everything. It says here, the mythical vase of Venus Aurelia hasn't been seen since 1932, but Margot Rhodes is determined to change that. Drawn by the vase's supposed magical properties, Margot embarks on a school's archaeological trip to Pompeii. Sure, it's her first time holding a shovel, but she's got something no one else does. Lost teenage explorer Van Keen's journal. Poring over the poetic entries that serve as a map to the vase's missing shards, Margot finds herself falling in love with the boy who wrote them a century ago. She's shocked when her search leads her to a statue that looks exactly like Van, and then the statue comes to life. Catapulted into the present, Van is nothing like the wordsmith Margot imagined. He's all sharp edges, intent on retrieving the relic for the wrong reasons. But it takes two to survive Venus's death-defying challenges, and together Margot and Van must excavate the treasure and their buried past before their story ends in ruins. How good does that sound? This sounds so unique, unlike anything I've ever heard of, and like, my girl is literally falling in love with the statue. Like, I kind of love that for her. So I'm just so intrigued by this. It sounds so different, and I just feel like this is going to be so, so good. I'm planning to read this and The Library of Shadows very soon. But yeah, I just feel like this is going to be such a fun time. And it's quite short, and I appreciate a good shortish book. This is just over 300 pages, which I feel like is my sweet spot. So very, very excited to read this one. So next we have two translated novels, which both feature cats. So these are translated from Japanese, and I'm very, very excited about both of them. I absolutely love Japanese translated fiction, specifically those about cats or with cats. They're just always so cute, wholesome, cozy, philosophical, just I love them. So I have these two here. So the first one I have is We'll Prescribe You a Cat. And this is just so cute. Look at this cover. I love it so, so much. Also, I just noticed that whenever I show you guys a book up close, the lights start flashing in the background. I don't know what's going on with my camera settings, so I do apologise about that. But this says here that the book is brimming with feline comfort and warmth. It's a story that shows how the precious company of a wise and satisfied cat never fails to rescue us when we are most in need. Which I love. I feel like this is going to make me cry, if I'm being honest, and I cannot wait to read it. And then I have this one, which is Invisible Kitties, and I got this when I went to Cornwall in October, and this book is so cute. For one, look at the cover, and then it was also signed by the author, and it has like this cute little doodle inside. Like, I love that so much. And yeah, this just is about cats, and it has all these different like little segments about cats with little illustrations in from the authors, and I'm just very excited to read it, okay? Anything about cats, I'm there. So very, very cute, and oh, I don't know, I just love it. It's so adorable. So next we have two US special editions. So I pre-ordered both of these on Amazon, but the US version. So the first one I have is The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song, and I'm very, very excited to read this. I do also own the FairyLoot edition of this book. This is what I mean by not including every single book in this video, but I wanted to show this one because I do think it's very stunning. So this is an adult fantasy. It has a romance in, and it says that it's infused with magic and romance, and it's a sweeping fantasy adventure inspired by the legend of Mulan, and follows a young woman determined to choose her own destiny, even if that means going against everyone she loves, which just sounds amazing. I know so many people who've read this book and were absolutely obsessed with it, so I have very, very high expectations for it when I do read it, and I cannot wait. So this edition features these end papers here. It also has this design on the hardcover, and then it also comes with a little cute sprayed edge. So I do own two different editions of this book, but I feel like it's going to be a book I'm going to absolutely adore, so I'm very glad that my past self decided to pre-order this edition. And then we have this one, which is another one I'm sure I'm going to love, and that is A Song to Drown Rivers, and this one is by Anne Liang. Now, I am very excited to read this because I read a book earlier this year by Anne Liang. I can't remember the title off the top of my head. I think the title was This Time It's Real. I'll pop the cover on the screen here. Now, this is a YA contemporary romance, so obviously very, very different, but I loved it so much. It was so good. It had like a Chinese drama vibe. It was so wholesome, and I absolutely loved it. And as soon as I heard that she was writing an adult fantasy novel, I was like, I cannot wait for that. I need to pre-order every single edition. I have the FairyLoot edition of that obviously coming, and I have this edition. And yeah, this one is just, I know it's going to be good. So yeah, this is A Song to Drown Rivers. We have this stunning US cover. We have these beautiful sprayed edges. And then inside we have these end papers here. And then we have this gorgeous foiling on the hardcover. So we have this sword, which says, "The mind destroys, the heart devours." And then we have another sword detail on the back, which I really, really like. Like, I just love this design. So this one is inspired by a legend from ancient China, and it says it's an epic novel steeped in myth about womanhood, war, sacrifice and love against all odds as the fate of two kingdoms hangs in a delicate balance. So I feel like this is going to be such a good read, and like I said, I just loved Anne Leong's writing in the YA novel, so I have very high hopes for this one and I cannot wait to get to it. Okay, so these two I am so excited about, and I am definitely going to be picking them both up soon. So they are the same thing, just in two different formats. So that is Under the Oak Tree. Now this originated as a web novel, I believe. It recently got translated into English. We have the novelized version here, which I recently picked up. So this is what the cover looks like. This is one of my favourite books I own. I just think every single element on this book is stunning, and we do have a sprayed edge which says, "The first moment I saw you, I knew you would ruin me." Now this is one of those quotes that you see on like TikTok or Instagram and it makes you want to pick up the book. Like, I'm obsessed with that already. And then we have these cute little end papers inside, and I think that is like all of the little details. So this is volume 1, so I do believe there'll be more. And it says on the back, most fairy tales end with a wedding and happily ever after, but this is no fairy tale. So from what I remember, our main character is like the daughter of a duke. She ends up marrying this guy. At the start of it, he's like a nobody essentially, and then he goes off to war and comes back a war hero, and now they're trying to navigate their marriage together. So yeah, very excited to read it. Had so many good things. It is like a romance at its core. And then we do also have the graphic novel version. So this is the art style for the graphic novel, which is equally as stunning. And honestly, like, I can't wait to read it. I love this end paper art, and I just think I am honestly going to be obsessed with this. Like, I can't lie. I'm so excited. I've heard so many good things about this, and I just feel like I'm going to become obsessed. I don't think I showed as well the tops and bottoms of the book also have this art. So very excited. If you have read either of these, please do let me know your thoughts down below. I'll definitely be diving into the graphic novel first and then probably the book, but I just feel like this is going to become a new favourite if I'm being honest, and I don't know, like, I just have such good feelings. So this next one is kind of like a random pick for me, and that is Goldfinch by Raven Kennedy. Now the only reason I bought this book is not because I've read the other books and I wanted to read this one. It's because I own all of the other books in the exclusive signed editions, and this one I didn't have and I didn't pre-order, and they had a signed copy at my bookstore recently, so I decided to pick it up so I would have like a complete signed set. However, I realised all of my other ones are yellow and this one isn't, so I'm debating just taking it back because I have the FairyLoot editions of the first 3, and then I'll get the rest of them whenever they come out. But I kind of wanted this to match, but now I'm kind of like, I don't really need those other editions anyway because I have the FairyLoot ones, so I don't know if I'm going to keep this. But either way, it is signed, and I just thought I'd get it because I feel like this is a series that I will love. I know that this is very hyped amongst the romanticy girlies. A lot of people do love this series, and a book talker that I like recently read this and was obsessed with it, and it definitely reignited my interest in reading this series. I just haven't yet because I don't want to commit to another series just yet. I'm in the middle of so many, but I got this anyway, so we shall see. But it's a retelling of King Midas, I believe, something along those lines. Okay, so next we have the newest release in the like Nyaxia series, and that is The Songbird of the Heart of Stone. Is that the right word? The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I was looking at the title then, and all I saw was words and I was not making any sense of them. But this is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. So I don't know which number officially this is. I think it's like the 3rd one technically. So essentially the Crowns of Nyaxia series is 3 duologies. So you have the Nightborn duet, which is the Serpent and the Wings of Night and the Ashes and the Starcast King. And then you have the Shadowborn duet, which is the Songbird of Heart and Stone. And then there'll be another one, and then another duology, and then there's also 6 Scorched Roses, which is like a novella, which takes place, I think, the same time as the events of these books. I've read that one and I really liked it. It's a romance with a vampire and it is so good. I have read Seven Wings of Night, absolutely loved it. Fantastic romancy with Hunger Games vibes, and it's just so good, so dark, and I really liked it. But I haven't read the sequel yet, so I need to read that first before I can read this one. But I did pre-order this from Wholesome because it is signed by Carissa Broadbent, but all of my other Carissa Broadbent books are, I don't know if you can see them behind me, but they're all the indie editions. I don't think you can get this as an indie edition. Let me know if I'm wrong. but I'm kind of bummed about that because I love the indie editions so much more, and it was so nice to have them all matching, and this one does not match, which kind of sucks. But on the plus side, it is signed, so I can't really complain. I'm very, very excited to give this one a read. So next we have the third book in the Lightlock series. I don't know if this has a different name, like I don't know what the actual series is called or if it's called Lightlock series, but this is Sky Shade by Alex Astor, so I'm not really going to say much about this because it's the third book in the series. But it is a really nice hardback, and it does have this on the hardback, which is kind of nice, and it has a map inside, and I do appreciate a good map from time to time. So next we have Games Untold by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is a thrilling and romantic story collection from the world of the Inheritance games, apparently. Now, I have not read that series yet, but I will show you in a moment. There's a reason I got this. So one, obviously I do love the edges, like these edges are so stunning. And we have end paper art as well, and we also have a foil design on the hardcover. So I did get this one. I pre-ordered it because I have these. So I think in September I got these, so I picked up the Inheritance games, the trilogy. This is the US hardcover box set. I got this on Amazon because I just prefer this, and I love US hardbacks because they're bound differently in the US on the spine, so that's why they have more flop, and I prefer that. I love how open they are, so I decided to get this. It was like on an offer on Amazon, and I was like, I'm gonna snag that. I've been wanting to branch out of my usual genres and start to read more like mysteries and thrillers and crime kind of novels, and these are like a mystery kind of series, I believe, and it also has a romance in, and I don't really know too much about them, but everyone seems to love this series, and I really, really want to read it. I'm thinking of filming like a reading vlog at some point where I do read them, but I did recently pick those up. And then I did get this one from Waterstones, which is the Grandest Game, and this is a signed copy as well. So this is an Inheritance game novel, but I don't know if this is set after the Inheritance games. I think it could be. So we do have that, and then we also have this one, which is the Brothers Hawthorne, and this one I have no idea if this is like set after or what. I don't know. There's just like loads of different ones, and I kind of was just buying everything by this author because I want to read all of their books. But this is the US edition as well, so I have US ones and then 2 UK ones, but it's fine. They're all the same size, so at least there is that. So I did grab all of them because, like I said, I do plan to read at my comfort zone. Probably in the new year I will be reading these, and I want to just like really push myself to be reading these sort of books because I know I'm going to really love them. I love when I read a fantasy book and there's a mystery in it. Like, that's why I loved Crescent City so much, because I wasn't just reading for the fantasy and for the romance. I was mostly enjoying the murder mystery kind of aspect and the thrill of it. So I know I will really enjoy books that have that same vibe of like a mystery or like some thrilling aspect. So I definitely do want to read those. And following on from that, I did also pick up these two, which is the Naturals. So this is the first and the second book. I know there's 4 of these, so I do only have these. At least I think this is the second one. Yeah, so this is the second one, Killer Instinct. So I just know that this follows like a group of kids who help the FBI, I think, to like hunt down serial killers or something, and I think there's a little bit of a romance in this. Again, just heard so many great things about this. I saw someone read this during a readathon and it made me immediately want to pick it up, and I've been meaning to. I have it even on my Kindle, so I'm definitely gonna binge these, I think, during a readathon at some point, and I cannot wait. I know I'm gonna love these. I just have such a good feeling about them, and from the way this person spoke about them, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna like those. So I do have the first 2, so obviously I still need to pick the other 2 up, but I did buy nearly all of Jennifer Lynn Barnes' books. I don't know which ones I'm missing, but yeah, I went a little bit crazy in September and just bought all of them because I'd originally planned to film video reading them back in September, but yeah, I had my very long break from YouTube and didn't happen, so it's gonna happen in the new year instead. Okay, so next we have 2 different editions of Spectacular by Stephanie Garber. This is set in the world of Caraval, which I haven't read but do plan to read, and I got both editions because you know me, I've got to have something in every colour. So we have the black edition, which is the standard UK edition. So this is what it looks like. I love this. Cannot wait to read it. I'm hoping to read all of the Caraval books throughout this month and December, and then pick this up around Christmas time, because this just looks like the perfect Christmassy novella. I am so freaking excited, and I love short stories with the whimsical vibe because Stephanie Garber's writing is so unbelievably whimsical, and I love Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. just the fairy tale vibe, the magic, just everything, and I cannot wait to read this one. So it also has these stunning end papers, and then under the dust jacket we have this foiling. So the black edition has this design. I believe there was 4 different designs you could get in total, so I don't really know what all of them look like, but I'm pretty sure this one is different. So this is the signed exclusive edition from Wholesome, which has the white cover. It has different end papers, and then we have Stephanie Garber's signature, and then underneath the dust jacket we do have this design, which is different from the other one. So yeah, I have 2 different designs, at least I think it was different. And yeah, I'm just so happy to have both of these, and I just know when I do read this I'm gonna be obsessed with it. It just looks stunning. I love the illustrations throughout, the whimsy. Cannot wait to read these. I just feel like these are going to be the perfect read during Christmas time, so I really hope I managed to get to Caraval before then. Next we have the Wholesome exclusive edition of Throne of Secrets by Kerry Maniscalco. So this is from originally the Kingdom of the Wicked series, which is a trilogy, and then in that we have different princes of hell. I can't remember how many, but the main prince in those books is Wrath, and then now Kerry Maniscalco is writing books for the other princes, so I can't remember in total how many there are. So we did have Throne of the Fallen, which followed... Oh, I've forgotten his name. Oh, what was his name? I've forgotten his name, but he followed a different prince. And this one is following the Prince of Gluttony. So, yeah, each one is obviously following a different character, and it's romance, spicy, fantasy. Have heard so many good things about Throne of the Fallen. Cannot wait to read that. I'm not reading it until I read the 3rd and final book in the Kingdom of the Wicked series, because I still haven't, and I need to reread the first 2 and read that one, and then I'm going to go into these books. But of course I had to pre-order the stunning Waterstones edition, because I do also have the Waterstones edition of Throne of the Fallen. I also have the FairyLoot editions, but you know what I'm like, I'm nothing if not obsessive. So these are the sprayed edges, and then under the dust jacket we have this gorgeous foiling, which I love that. So that is the Waterstones exclusive edition of Throne of Secrets. Next we have yet another Waterstones exclusive edition, and that is The Courting of Bristol Keat by Mary E. Pearson. Now, tell me why I did not realise until I unboxed this that Mary E. Pearson is the same author of The Kiss of Deception and Dance of Thieves. I didn't even click that it was the same person. So I'm very excited. This edition is stunning. Now, I don't know too much about this, but I know that it's like a love story and it has fae in it. And I think our main character makes a deal with a fae person or something. I don't know. I don't want to know too much of this. I want to go into it not knowing a lot, but this is what the exclusive edition looks like. It has this gorgeous sprayed edge. We also have an author signature inside with these end papers, and yeah, I just think this cover is very pretty, so I'm excited to get to this at some point, and I've seen very mixed things, so we'll see. So next we have a FairyLoot book, and this is one of the romantasy books, so I think this is the November one. So this is Fire in the Sky by Sophie Jordan. As you can see, we have dragons, which I'm very excited about. So this is an exclusive redesigned cover, which is very stunning. Love that. We have these gorgeous sprayed edges. We have stunning end paper art with foil. Look at that. Absolutely insane. So gorgeous. Then we have a reversible dust jacket. So this is the original trade, but with a colorway change, and I love this. I love the sunset. Everything about it is beautiful. And then we have this gorgeous full color design with foil on the hardcover as well, and it looks like a dragon's egg, and I'm honestly obsessed with that. Oh, and also we do have a signature from the author inside, and we also have a letter from the author inside with a digital signature. So an absolutely stunning edition. Honestly, I'm very excited about this one. It says here, magic is not dead, it is only sleeping, and it will take one ordinary girl with an extraordinary destiny to awaken it. Now that is one of my favourite tropes ever. I love it. I cannot wait to read this. Had so many good things. I feel like I'm gonna love it, and I just love this edition. So next we have another edition of Fear the Flames to add to my ever-growing collection. This is my fifth. Yeah, this is my 5th copy now. and I'm never going to stop here, honestly. Give me all the special editions. I freaking love this book. I think it's one of the best fantasy books out there. It has dragons. It has a girl who is connected to said dragons in a way no one else is. We have an enemy prince who becomes like an ally, like they're forced to work together. She's a runaway princess. There's found family, there's a romance, there's some spicy scenes, some stunning lines, and overall just an amazing book full of politics as well. Like, I just love this book. It had everything I want in a fantasy, and I read this as an e-arc when it was the indie version a couple years ago, and it was like 800 pages long, and I read that in a day. 800 pages in a single day. Like, I never do that. It was so good, and this is like the traditionally published version, so obviously there are some differences, but this one is the Dutch version. So I got this from Donna Books, and the reason I got this is purely for these edges. Like, I just had to. Like, this is one of my favorite sprayed edges I've ever seen on a book, because the dragons and then the sword wielded girl on the bottom, like, I'm sorry, I love that. These, I think, are one of my all-time favourite sprayed edges. I don't think it has any other customizations except for that. It is still in English though, even though it's like the Dutch edition. I'm pretty sure it's the Dutch one. But it just has these special sprayed edges. I did see these a while ago advertised, and I could not get it anywhere. And then one of my patrons, Sandra, let me know that it was in stock on Donna Books. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy, because I've wanted it for so long. So I'm so happy I can add this to my collection. And she is just so beautiful. So next we have a book I got off Vinted, I think. And I think I got this for like £1. And that is Truly Madly Deeply by Alexandria Bellfleur. I think that's how you say the surname. So I remember seeing this somewhere around a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but maybe when it came out. I don't know. It was sometime a while ago. That's very vague, but I can't remember. But I remember when I did originally hear about this, I was so excited about it. Like, the way the person described it and talked about it, I was like, oh my god, that sounds so good. And I was gonna get it, but I hated the UK cover, and I couldn't bring myself to order the US one. But then someone was selling this really cheap, and the spine isn't even cracked, so I did get this off Vinted, and this is the US paperback. And just look how pretty this is. This book's on the cover. And it says here, sparks fly when a lovelorn romance novelist and a divorce lawyer agree to co-host a podcast series offering dating advice to viewers. And then obviously they fall in love. Very, very excited. Cannot wait to read this. And I'm just obsessed with this cover. So yeah, if you have read this, please do let me know your thoughts. So this next one I don't really know a lot about, but I know there's secrets and there's rivals, and that's pretty much it. And I got this because one of my patrons recommended it, and that is Some Like It Cold by Elle McNichol, and this is a signed indie exclusive edition. So I recently picked this up when I did a late night shopping thing at an indie bookstore. So it is signed inside, and it also came with a little bookmark. And yeah, I don't know much about it, but it was recommended to me. I trust the recommendation, and I feel this will just be a nice little wholesome read. So I did decide to go ahead and pick this up. So next we have these stunning FairyLoot editions of the Persephone and Hades saga. I'm in love with these editions, honestly. For one, like, look at the edges. Like, these edges are truly insane. I am in love with them. And even the spines look good. Like, they are so pretty. I just love the colour schemes. So I'll quickly show you guys them. So we have A Touch of Darkness. And this is what the edition looks like here. And then we have this end paper art. The first book only, I think, is signed by the author. And it also has annotations and stuff, which is really, really cool. I'm pretty sure it's just the first book that is hand signed. And then underneath the dust jacket, we have this stunning foil design all over the hardcover. So this is the front, and then this is the back. It has a quote, and I love it. Then we have A Touch of Malice, which is equally as beautiful. We have end paper art, and then another gorgeous foil design on the hardcover. Then next we have A Touch of Ruin. We have these end papers, and then this is the foil design on the hardcover. And then lastly, my favourite, which is A Touch of Chaos. I just love purple. I just think this is so freaking pretty. And then we have a purple end papers in this one. Now, my copy did arrive a little damaged, but I am getting a new one sent out to replace this one because it is unfortunately a little damaged, so it's all good. A replacement is en route to me, but obviously I don't have to show you guys, but I'm still going to show you what it looks like anyway. So it has this stunning gold foiling, and this is what it looks like here on the back. Very, very beautiful. Absolutely obsessed with these editions. This is a fantasy romance series inspired by obviously Hades and Persephone, and I would highly recommend. So yeah, I just love these FairyLoot editions so much. They are so stunning. I love the art style. So next we have this Afterlight edition of Not in Love by Ellie Hazelwood. I think they did like some kind of restock or something, because I originally missed the first sale they did for this, and I was so gutted because I have every single Illumicrate Afterlight edition of Ellie Hazelwood's books, and this was the only one I didn't have. So I was very happy when I could get it. I don't think this is like a reprint. I'm pretty sure it was just like leftover stock. But this is what the cover looks like. It has a pink sprayed edge. We have this end paper art in the front, and then in the back we have these end papers, also signed by Ellie Hazelwood here. I love Ellie Hazelwood so much. I met her this year. She's literally one of the nicest authors I've ever met. It also does have this stunning gold foiling as well. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that I have this to add to my Ellie Hazelwood collection, because I was so good when I realised that I'd forgot to get this one. So I'm glad that I've been able to complete my set. I'm not gonna lie guys, a lot of these books are special editions. So we do have the, I think these are exclusive to Waterstones, and they're the Powerless exclusive editions. So Powerless and Reckless. So it has this reverse dust jacket, which looks like this here. So this is the design, which is very, very pretty. And then we have a solid sprayed edge. We have this stunning purple map, and then there is also this gorgeous design on the hardback, which is kind of making me want to buy another set of these so I can display like the dust jackets and this foil design on the hardcover, because that foil design is stunning, but then the reverse dust jacket is so stunning. Like, I want both on display. So this is what Reckless looks like. Again, very, very stunning. A red sprayed edge, a red map in this one, and then under the dust jacket of this one is red, and then we have this foil design as well. So these editions are so good. I think these are some of the best exclusive editions to come from Waterstones, and hopefully they're going to do them for the other books in the series as well. In fact, I know they are for Fearless because I have that pre-ordered, but very, very happy that I have those. Pretty sure they are still available on Waterstones' website or in some of their stores, so I will try and link those down below. Next we have the, I think this was the Afterlight edition of Best Text Ever. This one is by Nadia El Farsi, and this is gorgeous. This is one of my favourite editions they have ever done, because wait till you guys see the actual hardcover. The design on it is gorgeous. It is signed by the author. We have gorgeous end papers, which these end papers I am honestly in love with. Like, look at these. I just love this design. I think it's so wholesome. It's so cozy and just really cute. But look at this. How stunning is that? I am still obsessed with this. Oh, I just love this. This has to be their best book this year. And yeah, this is like a little witchy romance, a little rom-com, which I love those kinds of books. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I have the FairyLoot edition obviously coming as well. So yeah, 2 editions of this book. But I know I'm going to love it. I love witchy books, and I've heard so many good things about this one. So next is this When the Moon Hatched hardcover. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is because I couldn't actually attend the event, so I had tickets for both Liverpool and Manchester, but I wasn't able to attend either because one was like a talk and one was a signing. And thankfully the Manchester store was able to like send my booking goodies out to me, and they even got it personalised for me, which is so nice, because Liverpool did not, which is fine. Like, they didn't have to do that. I totally get it, but it was so nice that they offered, like, they didn't have to do that. So yeah, I feel very, very lucky and special that they do that. These are the little character like art cards, so you got these with it, which are very, very pretty. I have 2 sets of these because I bought obviously 2 tickets with goodie bags, so I do have another copy, but like I said, that one isn't personalised or signed. But I thought I'd show you this one because it is, which I think is so nice. Like, I'm still so like heartwarmed, that's the word, and just like really happy that they did that for me, because I think it's so nice, and I'm just so happy that I could get like a nice little signed book by Sarah Parker, and I just think that's so sweet. So I thought I'd include it in the haul because I did recently get it and I'm very happy that I have it. So next we have these 3, so I'm going to show them all together. So we have The Coven by Harper L. Woods. So this is the first and the second one. These are both the US editions. I got them off Amazon and I love the edges. They also do have gorgeous end paper art as well. And then this is the end paper art in the Coven. So yeah, I have the first and second book, and then it was also in the FairyLoot October Romantasy. So this is the FairyLoot edition, which is absolutely insane. Look how stunning that is. We have these absolutely gorgeous end pages. I love them. I love how the foil frames the art. This is stunning design on the hardcover, as well as a reversible dust jacket with a colourway change, which is very stunning. This is also signed by the author as well, so we have a little signature in there. So yeah, very, very stunning editions. Cannot wait to read this. It's like a dark academia vibe, so like a university setting with witches, and obviously it's a fancy romance, so I am very, very excited to have these. I did very briefly start the cover, but then I started reading something else, but I was enjoying what I'd read so far. I really liked the kind of world, the overall intrigue and the setting, so I'm very, very excited to dive back into this at some point. But I do have these stunning editions. So next we have one of my favourite books of the year, and that is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood. So I actually have 3 editions of this. I have 2 of this and then this one. So this is the UK Wholesome exclusive edition. So this is what the cover looks like in the UK. And then it had these gorgeous sprayed edges. And then it has these stunning end papers with a signature inside. And then I also got mine personalised because I met Lucy as well, which was so fun. So I love this edition so much, and I love this book. It's the most wholesome, cute, reassuring book I've read in such a long time. I saw myself so much in the main character, and she works in a bookshop called Luna Books, which I love. I love it when the main character in a book loves books. She's also a witch, and she literally can sit on the couch and use her magic to make herself a cup of tea and float it to her. Like, that is the ultimate dream, honestly. She has a really cute cat. Most of this book takes place during the end of October on Halloween, so the vibes are stunning. The descriptions of the setting, I was obsessed. And because it was one of my favourites, I had to get the US edition because look at that cover. It is so pretty. So I do have both editions because I am obsessed with this book. Go and read it. One of my favourite books of the year. It's so good. Highly recommend. Then continuing on with the witchy theme, we have The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. This one is the Waterstones exclusive edition. So we do have these sprayed edges. And we also do have the signature here. And then somewhere in this pile is the Lock Library edition. I just don't know exactly where. It's probably here in this stack, but that is another witchy one. And then we have yet another witchy one, if I can reach it, which was in the Lock Library subscription box, and that is Hex and Hexability by Kate Johnson. Honestly, I don't really know what this one's about. I just got it in the subscription and I haven't really looked into it, but it is very, very pretty. And like I said, anything witchy, you know, I am going to read it. I'm going to be down for it. And this is a very, very pretty edition. We have this foil design, and then this has a letter from the author and a digital signature inside. So here is here. So yeah, that is the Lock Library edition of that. Then we have the Illumicrate exclusive edition of A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saft. This is one of Illumicrate's best books. I unfortunately have now cancelled my Away subscription. I've had it since 2000 and I want to say 21, maybe 2020. And I did really like it for a long time, but I just felt like most of the fandoms in the boxes I'd never heard of or had never read or wasn't interested in, so I didn't really love the items anymore, even though a lot of them were still stunning. Like, because the fandoms weren't ones that I was a fan of, I just wasn't really gravitating towards them. And then I haven't really been reading any of my Illumicrate books for a long time, and a lot of the picks have been like the publisher like doing the art, and I don't know, like, they just really haven't, unfortunately, been it for me this year. I'll probably end up rejoining the subscription next year because I still do really love Illumicrate. I still think it is an absolutely incredible box. Like, if you're looking for books as well that you might not have really heard of, they're very good at, like, putting books in that you might not have ended stumbling upon if it weren't for their subscription. And the items are really good and really good quality. I'm not saying it's a bad box. It just, like, isn't, like, my preference, as in, like, the fandoms and stuff. So, you know, if you're someone who likes a lot of the fandoms that they do, then you will absolutely love the box because it is a really, really good box. But unfortunately, like, I just wasn't really into the items and stuff, and like, I skipped a few, and I just thought I need to save money and I do need to cut back on my subscriptions. So unfortunately, Illumicrate had to be the one that made the cut. But this is my favourite book they've done all year. I think this is absolutely stunning. So this is the redesigned cover. That artwork with the foil is unreal. I am honestly in love with this edition. I think this is incredible. We have the sprayed edges. We have these end papers. I think Illumicrate are so good at doing end paper art. Like, look at these. They're so, so nice. I love that. Then we also have a, I think, digital signature in here. Now, I read one book by Alison Saft, which is A Fragile Enchantment, earlier this year, and I did really enjoy it. I think I gave it 3 stars. It was just a really fun YA fantasy, so I'm definitely intrigued by this one. And this is the design we have on the hardcover, and I love how the foil is like a frame. I just think it's stunning, so I'm very, very excited to read this. I've heard a lot of good things, and I just love this edition so much. So yeah, I'm very, very glad that I did get this one. Guys, I have been yapping for nearly an hour, and we still have 2 stacks to go. Yeah, so let's pick up the pace a bit, okay? So next we have Lights Out by Navessa Allen. Now, the only reason I got this is because I saw Laura talk about this. I will link her channel down below. This is a dark romance, and I think this like guy does thirst traps online where he's masked, and this girl is like obsessed with said thirst traps, and he becomes obsessed with her. But then Ali, the girl, has also captured the attention of someone with really sinister intentions. So there's that element. He's going to become her protector. I love the sound of it. I don't really read a lot of dark romance. I'm pretty sure this does kind of constitute as dark romance. I could be wrong, but maybe it's just teetering on the edge. But I'm still looking forward to reading this. I've heard the audiobook is very, very good, so I do plan to read this via audio, but I did decide to pick up the physical edition, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So next we have The Striker by Anna Huang. I am so excited for this one. I've heard a lot of good things, and this one is set in the UK with football, which I don't really see enough of. Like, there isn't really many. I mean, there are lots of romance books set in the UK, of course, but like a lot of the big popular ones that you see on like BookTok and BookTube are always set in like America. So I'm so excited to read a sports romance that's set in the UK. Also know it's a romance, has football, and that's pretty much it. Don't really know anything else, don't want to know anything else. I kind of just want to go into this and have a fun time. It's been a while since I read a book by this author. I've only read Twisted Love, which I did really enjoy, but I wasn't like obsessed with. I still need to finish reading that series though. Oh, I didn't know this was in the front. Look at that. I did not know that was there. But I'm very, very excited to read this. I've heard good things. I've seen this all over my FYP, and I'm just very intrigued by it. So I recently got it, and I hope that I like it. Okay, so this next one is Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren, and I am so excited about this one. So I do have 1 or 2 books already by these authors on my shelf, but I haven't read any of them yet. I haven't read anything by these authors except for an ebook novella, which was this one here. I'll put it on the screen. And this is one of the best things I've read all year. Like, literally, it was like 100 pages if that. And I was giggling and kicking my feet and smiling. Like, I was literally grinning like the Cheshire Cat by the time I finished this, because it was so good and so cute. I just loved it. Like, I honestly loved it. I read it in one sitting. It was so freaking good. Gave it 5 stars. I think I would actually put it in my top 10 books of 2024, even though it wasn't a full book. It was that good. I loved it so much. I immediately was like, I need to pick up an actual book by these authors. But the 2 or 3 or whatever I have on my shelf, I was kind of like, I'm not really feeling those. And then I saw this when I went to the indie bookstore recently, and I didn't get it. And then I did a Waterstones book shopping video, which you guys will be seeing during Bookmas. Keep an eye out for that, because I love that video so much. But I saw it then and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get it. And the reason I got this is because it sounds very different to any romance books I've read before. I don't know if I already said the title, but it's Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. And basically our main character's lived off the grid for most of her life, and she ends up going to a college, and everything's kind of new to her and different. And she meets this guy who's about to graduate top of his class and stuff. He's rich, he's handsome, player and all this. And then he meets her, and obviously they have a romance. And I just thought it sounded so good. I don't know, I just love the fact that she's going to be experiencing the world in a different way. And I just feel like that's going to be so interesting to read about. And I don't know, like, something about this, I was just like, yes, that's the one. That is the one I want to read first by these authors. So I'm very, very excited. If you have read this one, let me know your thoughts down below. Or if you have a book by these 2 authors that you would recommend me, then also let me know down below. But I am so freaking excited to get to this one. So this is adult, and it's also part of this like little series called A Meant to Be novel that are done by like various different romance authors, which I think is really cool. So yeah, very, very excited about this one. Okay, so next we have 3 Christmas books, which you will also see in my book shopping video. So we have The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. This is the 3rd book in that little like standalone series. Don't know much about this one, but I think it's where someone who's a bit grinchy ends up with someone who isn't, and they get snowed in. I don't know, it just sounds really cute and wholesome, and I love this freaking cover. Like, look how good that is. Then we have this one, which is The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter. This one is a mystery, and I just think it's gonna be so much fun. And then we have Snowed In at the Cat Cafe by Rachel Rollins. Again, just another buy simply because there is cats. It's a cat cafe, and there's romance, and there's cats. Like, yeah, I said cats a lot then. Cappuccino. I'm sorry, this is just so cute. I cannot wait to read this, so very happy that I picked that one up. Next we have a romancy, which I briefly started during Vampathon and haven't read since because I'm just no longer in the mood for it. That is Phantasma by Katie Smith. I've heard so many good things about this one. It is a romantasy, and I think he's like a phantom, the love interest. I can't quite remember, but it has gothic vibes, and what I'd read so far I really enjoyed. I love the atmosphere and the world that was being depicted in here, but like I said, I just wasn't in the mood for it, so I will read this at some point. But so many people seem to love this, and I do really like this cover. Next we have two sport romances, and these are both by Stephanie Archer. So we have Behind the Net and The Fake Out, and I have heard good things about both of these, and I don't know, I wanted them for a while, saw them in the works, had to pick them up. Don't know too much about them, but this one says he's the hot grumpy goalie I had a crush on in high school. Now I'm his living assistant. Beneath his silliness though, Jamie's surprisingly sweet and protective. He could break my heart, but maybe I'm willing to take the chance. Sounds fun. And then this one says the best way to get back at my horrible ex, fake date his rival. What if he was never faking it at all? I love fake dating. So I am so excited for both of these, and someone I follow on Bookstagram is reading, I think, this one at the moment, and seeing her reading updates for this book. So excited. So yeah, cannot wait to read these. Let me know down below if you have read them. Next we have these two. So I recently read Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole, and then this one is the third book, which is Heat of the Everflame, and I'm obsessed with this book. It was so good, 5 stars, top books of 2024 for sure. It is a romantasy, and this world is so good. Our main character lives in the immortal part of this world, and then we have this other kind of like, it's like kind of like District 12 and District 1 vibes. So District 12 is obviously like they're struggling to survive, they're all like just normal mortals just trying to exist, kind of shunned by District 1. And then District 1 is very flamboyant and rich and colourful, and life's good for them. But in this world, the District 1 of this world are also what's known as the Descended, and they have like magical abilities and stuff, and like a royal family. And our main character kind of ends up involved with the prince, and her mother also disappeared. So there's lots of intrigue, lots of mystery, lots of very exciting things that happen in here. It has one of my favourite tropes ever, which I'm not going to say because it will be a spoiler, but the way this book ended, oh my god, I was screaming. It was so good. Highly recommend. I've started the second book, but cannot get my hands on the indie version of the second one anywhere. These are the indie paperbacks. Now, if you happen to know where I can get the second one as an indie paperback, or you would be willing to part ways with yours for a reasonable price, please hit me up because I need it. I need it in my life, okay? They're both lonely because they know there should be another in the middle of them, and I need it, and I cannot get it anywhere. So please do let me know if you see one anywhere, but highly recommend this series. So I do have these two. So this next one is one I picked up at an indie bookstore, and I got it because it's signed. I already own the indie paperback of this though, but I can never turn down a signed copy, and this is a romantasy, and I'm just really intrigued by it, to be honest. It says it's a lush and enchanting fantasy romance inspired by Beauty and the Beast and the myth of Hades and Persephone, and I love both of those things as a retelling. So I'm very excited about this, and that is The North Wind by Alexandra Warwick. And this one, like I said, is signed. So yes, if you've read this one, let me know down below your thoughts. I know another book just came out, and I don't think it's like a sequel. I think these are just like a series of books set in the same world maybe, but I know there is another one because I saw it and I was tempted to get it, but I did decide to pick this one up, and hopefully I do like it. If I don't, then I'm definitely going to unhaul one of my editions, but I have a feeling I'm really going to like it. It says a mortal woman and ageless god, a union that will save the world or destroy it, which just sounds so intriguing to me. So yeah, I did go ahead and pick this up. Next we have the indie paperback edition of Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. I cannot wait to read this. I just haven't yet because I'm scared to, because it is so hyped. And like, what about if I don't like it? What about if I don't get into it? I mean, I'm sure I will. And I saw fan art for this recently, and guys, probably going to be fighting Resend for the first spot. No, I'm joking. No one will ever take first place from Resend, ever.
but I feel like this guy might come close. I'm not gonna lie. I am so excited to read this, and I ordered this ages ago and then it came in like October, and I'm so glad that I did because I just love this. Although I know the hardcover that's coming out has the same cover, so I think I might try and get the like other discreet cover thing of this book because I do love that as well, and I just love indie editions of books. I cannot explain the logic behind it, but maybe you will understand where I'm coming from. Indie romantasy books specifically feel better and look better. You cannot tell me otherwise. Something about reading an indie published version of a book just feels like a better reading experience. I don't know what it is. I don't know the science behind it, but it is a thing. I'm telling you, it is just better in every way. So I'm so happy that I have this. Do I still have the signed Waterstones edition on order? Of course I do. But I had to have this one, and I'm glad that I did order this, and I'm definitely going to read this edition, annotate tab, all that good stuff, but I think this might be one of the first books I get to in 2025, and I'm very excited about it. Like, I'm not going to lie, I feel like I'm going to become obsessed with this book. I feel like it's going to be my new personality, and it is very, very hyped, and it must be for a good reason. Next is another one I've seen hyped, and that is A Kiss of Iron by Claire Saga. This is another romantasy, and it says on the back, in the cutthroat game of court life, masters manipulate pawns, and you never know which one you are. One thing is certain, there's no space on the board for love. A Kiss of Iron is the first book in a new series featuring court intrigue, a morally grey hero, and an unforgettable enemies to lovers romance, perfect for fans of Guild and From Blood and Ash. Very, very excited about this one. Another one I am definitely planning to get to in early 2025. And I've seen a few people read this recently and they're obsessed with it, which is a very good sign. Cannot wait to get to this one. Like, and this one as well is another indie paperback. Just superior in every single way. We are finally on to the last stack of books, so let's get through these as quick as we can. I think every single one of these is a special edition. Okay, every single book in this pile is from FairyLoot except for 2 of them. I don't know why I just did that when I said 2 of them. Okay, so this one I think I got back in September, but I had to include it because this book is stunning. Now, I did recently read this, and unfortunately I wasn't obsessed with it. I think I gave it 3 stars, which is so sad because I have this beautiful edition, but I just didn't love it as much as I thought I was going to. But I still like it enough that I want to keep this edition. And that is The Witch Collector by Carissa Weeks, and this edition is stunning. Now, I cannot remember the company off the top of my head that did this edition, but I'll try and link it down below. But this is one of the best special editions I've ever gotten, and the way this was packaged was so good. Like, they'd taken every single care they could to make sure this got to me in perfect condition, and it came with like an art print and everything. It was just such a good like experience as a customer. So I'll link the store down below. I think they're a smallish business, I think. But this is what the cover looks like. So it has this holographic foiling, which is beautiful, but then look at the edges. Holographic foil. How freaking stunning is that? I don't even think you guys are gonna be able to tell how pretty it is on camera, but it is truly beautiful. We have like these little designs on the part of the dust jacket, and then we have holographic foil of a map of the world on the book itself, which is beautiful. Like, again, you're not really gonna be able to tell because of the light, but it is so gorgeous. I don't remember my indie edition having this, but it has like these little doodles, and then like where it says like the different parts have like this. So my indie edition didn't have that. And then we do also have these end papers as well, which are very, very stunning. We have a letter from the author inside, and then we do also have a signature here as well, and a reversible dust jacket, which is stunning. So I love this edition, and this dust jacket is such good quality. It is so thick, and I'm just obsessed with this edition. Like I said, it's one of the best special editions I've ever received, and I'm definitely going to try and get more special editions from this company for other books that I like. So I will figure out what the company was called and link them down below. But I had to show this because it is truly stunning. And speaking of stunning, we have the FairyLoot editions of The Crowns of Nyaxia. So this is Separate in the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Starcast King by Carissa Broadbent. So these are what they look like. We have these gorgeous, gorgeous sprayed edges. We have these stunning spines. So I'll very quickly show you them. So here is the first book. So pretty. We have these end papers here, and then these end papers on the back. They're also signed by the author, and then look at this. How freaking stunning is that? I am obsessed, honestly. Oh, and the actual like little thing here has foiling, which I really like. And then we have the second book, which looks like this here. We have this end paper art on the front, and then this end paper art at the back. And then we have this design on the hardcover, which I love with the moon and the rose. So pretty. And this one is also signed as well. Another FairyLoot edition, which is a romantasy book, and that is The Half King by Melissa Landers. I'm obsessed with the end papers in this book. Wait till you see them. But we have this gorgeous design with the sprayed edges. So pretty. And then these are the end papers that I'm just obsessed with. I think these are absolutely beautiful. And then we have this gorgeous design on the hardcover. I just love purple and gold, honestly. I'm a sucker for that. And this is also signed by the author as well. And then we also have a letter and a digital signature from the author. So honestly, in love with this edition. I cannot wait to read it. I know it took the author a while to get this book out there. People were waiting for some time. So I feel like there is a lot of anticipation for this book. So I am so excited to give it a read. And yeah, I feel like I will really like this when I do get to it. Okay, these next three I've already shown in my unboxing video. So I'm not going to like take all the dust jackets off. But if you want to see them in more detail, I will link that unboxing video up here. But I love these so much. So this is part 2 to the FairyLoot editions of the Vampire Academy books. So these are what the spines look like. And then these are the edges. How amazing are they? Literally insane. So we have Blood Promise here. So these are by Rochelle Mead. Then we have Spirit Bound, which looks like this. And then we have Last Sacrifice, which looks like this. So I'm honestly obsessed with them. The art inside is stunning. The reverse dust jackets, the art on the hardcover, everything about them is truly incredible. So go and check out my unboxing video if you did want to see those. But I love them. Even the tops and the bottoms have the same art as well. Oh, they're just so pretty. Next, we have 2 FairyLoot sequels. So we have Drown Me with Dreams by Gabby Burton. And this is the sequel to Sing Me to Sleep, which I need to read. It's a mermaid vibe book and I love books like that. And I've heard so many good things. So it is on my list for 2025. But this is what the sequel edition looks like. It is so, so pretty. And it matches the first book so well. So these are the end papers here. And then we have these gorgeous end papers on the back. Honestly, look at that. I'm actually obsessed. I wish I could frame that and put it on my wall because it's so pretty. And then we have this stunning full colour design on the hardcover, which looks like this here. Very, very pretty. It is also signed by the author as well. So this is the signature. And then the other sequel is The Mirror of Beasts by Alexandra Bracken. This is the sequel to Silver in the Bone. And this is another gorgeous edition. I love the spine. And then I love the sprayed edge. This matches the first book so well. And I'm just obsessed with it. I love the sword. Everything about this is so pretty. We have a signature from the author on this page. We have some gorgeous end paper art here. We have different end papers on the back. And then we have this gorgeous full colour design on the hardcover. We have another sequel. This is the 3rd and final book in the series. And that is Wisteria by Adeline Grace. So this is the stunning FairyLoot edition. I did also pick up the US edition of this, like the first print run special one, but I forgot to pick that up off my shelf. So we're just going to show you this one. But this is gorgeous. So we have these beautiful end papers. And then we have these ones on the back here. And then we have this gorgeous full colour design on the hardback. Very, very stunning. And it is also signed by Adeline, which is amazing. So I'm very, very happy that I have that to add to my FairyLoot collection of this series. Then next we have the FairyLoot. I think this was the adult book for October, I think. I could be wrong, I can't remember off the top of my head. This is gorgeous and I'm so excited to read this. So this is Sorcery and Small Magics by Mega Ducey. And this is what the cover looks like. It is beautiful. I love how vibrant this entire edition is. Look at those sprayed edges. Aren't they absolutely stunning? I love them. And the end papers, are you kidding me? How insanely beautiful. And then we have stunning foiling all over this hardback. So this is the front, the spine, and then the back. So, so pretty. We also have a letter and signature bound into the book from the author. And then we have a reverse dust jacket, which, again, I'm obsessed with. Very, very pretty. So that edition is gorgeous. And the final book of the haul is The Bell Witches by Lindsay Kelk. So this is the one I mentioned earlier. This is the Lock Library edition. So it does have a colourway change, which is this nice muted blue. We have these gorgeous sprayed edges. We have really cool end papers. So these are the back and then this is the front. And then under the dust jacket, we have this foil design on the hardcover and a letter from the author with a digital signature. So that does conclude this very, very big but overdue book haul. As I said, there are probably books I have missed out of this that you can probably find in my unboxing videos. So I will link that playlist down below. I'll link any of the things I have mentioned, so like FairyLoot's website, Afterlight, the Witch Collector book, any other things I've mentioned I will try to link down below. Let me know in the comments if you have any of these books, which books you've recently hauled. If you have any book recommendations, please do let me know, because obviously I'm always on the hunt for more recommendations, and I'm sure lots of other people watching this video are looking for some book recommendations, so do leave yours down below in the comments, because I would love to know which books you've recently hauled or you would recommend. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please do give it a big thumbs up if you did, and I will have my Patreon link down below in the description, and that's where you'll find extra and exclusive content from me. You'll find a bi-monthly book club that has reading sprints dedicated to the book club. You'll also find a Discord server for said book club, as well as an exclusive spoiler-filled reading vlog. There's also exclusive videos each month, such as day in the life vlogs, reading vlogs, hauls, that sort of thing. And there's also a Discord server. There is reading sprints. There are exclusive behind the scenes stuff. You get access to all of my book mess content early, as well as my posting schedule. You'll also find exclusive discounts to my Etsy and any other things, along with a monthly readathon and lots of other things. It's all over my Patreon, so I will have that link down below, along with the links to all of my Bookstagram and all that good stuff. But I hope you guys are all safe and well. I hope you're reading lots of good books, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!